we're about to cross over Lake Taneycomo right now, what is called the Middle Taneycomo Bridge. Now, this is one of the first all-steel bridges built in the Ozarks. We're going to be 35 feet high above those icy waters of Taneycomo as we cross the beautiful White River Valley and continue on our journey today.
Hi, babe. Look at it. Look, it's nice here.
This is the town of Hollister, Missouri. Now, once known as the English village of the Ozarks due to its old English architecture, which you're going to see over here on the east side of our train along historic Downing Street. On the west side of the train, you'll see our Hollister City Hall and the old Missouri Pacific Hollister Depot built back in 1910.
Where's that icy cold water?
Now, this creek you see over here on the east side of the train is Turkey Creek, and yes, it's named for those wild turkeys that roam these hills. Now, you're also at to see geese, ducks, turtles, river otters, blue heron alongside the river.
Baby, it's
You might
nice
also
here.
see other wildlife, white-tailed deer, coyotes, foxes, and maybe even a bobcat or a black bear that wandered up from the woods.
That's why I told you. It's nice here.
You might see a red-tailed hawk or perhaps an American bald eagle soaring high above.
Hi, babe.
But more likely you will see a turkey buzzard or two. Yeah, turkey buzzards are coming all
I really love this. Thank you, my love.
Very large black birds with a wingspan of nearly 6 feet. Now, they aren't so pretty to look at up close, but you do have to admit, they are a beautiful sight as they soar through the hills of the Ozarks.
I'm looking. No worries. See? I told you.
Yeah. Pretty awesome.
I love it. Thank you, my love. See? Look at my video. So the late wafer on the other side, not that much.
Yeah, it's just a field.
Yeah. Hi.
Now, as we cross the Turkey Creek Bridge, we'll begin climbing the 8-mile hill known as Farm Trail.
Oh.
Now, on these tracks, there used to be several long, high wooden trestles, some over 100 feet high. But that created many headaches and expenses for the railmen who maintained the right-of-way. So in 1907, the Missouri Pacific Railroad began the long and arduous process of filling in those wooden trestles, creating the man-made earthen embankments that we're riding on today. Now, it took many years to accomplish that, since there were 284 trestles on this 239 miles of track.
Oh.
Now, it wasn't until 1980 that the last trestle was built.
Oh wow. Oh wow. Yeah, I know. It's something like, okay. You didn't know what's next.
The beach over there now.
Okay. Look at this. What is that in there? Nothing? Is there anything? Oh. Oh wow. It's in the mountain. We're in the mountain. Hills.
Climbing up the hill.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Is that the bridge?
Now, ahead we'll be passing through an area where the old railroad town of Melva, Missouri once stood. In the early 1900s, Melva was a prosperous little mining and farming community of a few hundred people. Several lead and zinc mines prospered in the area, and many railroad workers and their families called Melva their home. However, in 1920, a devastating tornado destroyed the entire town of Melva, and Melva never did rebuild.
Oh.
Now, if you look up here to the east side of the train, you'll see the remains of the old Melva Hotel. Now, keep a sharp eye as we will pass by it fairly quickly.
See that? Oh. What means I missed the hotel?
more about the building of this railroad. Now, the vast majority of the White River Line was constructed between 1901 and 1906. It took more than 5,000 men and nearly $12.5 billion to build the 239 miles of track between Carthage, Missouri and Newport, Arkansas. Now, the building of this section here was a major part of that project. Now, the men tunneled through 5 different mountains and built 284 wood trestles crossing the valleys. They also built more than a dozen high bridges crossing these Ozarks rivers and streams. So now the cost of building this mountainous section here was around $100,000 per rail mile, which was about 4 to 6 times the cost to build the other section, certainly making this a first-class railroad. Now these tracks were owned by the Missouri Pacific Railroad up until 1986 when they completed the merger with the Union Pacific Railway. Then, 6 years later, in 1992, the Union Pacific granted a permanent lease to the Missouri and Northern Arkansas Railroad, and we continue to use their trucks and engineers to operate our trains. We certainly are proud of our engineers.